Hello, hello. Um, I want to talk a little bit about being non binary and getting top surgery. A lot of people still assume that top surgery is something that is for people that are male to female, MTF, transgender, and people that go from one binary box to another binary box because they're born in a body that has female characteristics and they identify as male, as a man, and they are a man. And then they get top surgery so that their body matches their gender identity in a more useful way for them. Being non-binary doesn't necessarily mean any specific physical attributes or any specific style or any specific way of being within the binary is part of what you want. Being non-binary kind of means you fall outside of this rigid man box, woman box, that's it. So for me personally, I was born in a female body. I went through female puberty, and I have been struggling a long time with my body, basically, with dealing with being perceived as a girl, being perceived as female all the time, being gendered, being misgendered, and feeling more comfortable in general when people gender me as male or as a man, as opposed to when people gender me as a girl. But I am not trans in the sense of going from one binary box to another binary box. I don't want to be a man. I am not a man. I'm just non-binary. And I want top surgery, even though, well, that's what some people say, even though I'm not properly trans. To me, being non-binary falls underneath the trans. You've got the trans umbrella, right? You've got this little umbrella, and under it, you've got binary trans and non-binary trans. Some people who are non-binary don't want to identify as trans, so people do, but this is the way that I see it. So I am part of the trans umbrella, but I am non-binary. And top surgery is something that, for me personally, will make me feel a lot more comfortable in my body. For me personally, it's the right thing. And for me personally, it is the only surgery I want to be having. I have zero interest in having bottom surgery. I am fine leaving all that the way that it is. Don't have much dysphoria, if any, regarding that. But with my chest, I have an incredible amount of dysphoria, which started from the moment that I entered puberty. As soon as I entered puberty, my brain was like, what in the heck is happening to me? And I saw people around me being super excited, being like, oh, I'm growing up, look at this, I can wear a training bra, I can do this. And there's me wearing bigger and bigger and bigger sweaters to just hide it. I was so uncomfortable. Going to the pool, having to wear a bikini, so uncomfortable. Wearing any tight clothing, so uncomfortable. It was just big hoodies, hiding it as much as possible, not wanting to change with the other girls in the changing room because I was so uncomfortable in my body and so uncomfortable about the fact that I was growing breasts. And at that point in my life, I did not yet know that I was non-binary. Because it wasn't really a thing that was talked about much back then. It wasn't really a thing that that people asked you. You know, people didn't really go, are you comfortable in the with the sex you were born with? Does your gender identity differ from that? It's not really something that was on people's radar. So I just assumed I was a girl who did not like having boobs. That was all fine and well. I mean, I struggled a lot, but I kind of just dealt with I guess this is who I am. I guess this is just something I don't like about myself, and I'm gonna have to live with that. Until I found out about top surgery and about non-binary people and about what being trans is, and I began to learn a lot more about how okay it is to express yourself the way that you are, the way that you feel that you are, and that you don't have to care what other people think. I don't have to care that people might think that because I was born in a female body and I have breasts, I should keep my breasts. That doesn't that doesn't really affect me. People can think that. They're entitled to their opinion. They're not necessarily entitled to shove it in my face, but they can think it, and I can do with that what I want. If that makes me not really like a person very much, that's their problem. I have stopped being as self-conscious about what people think through learning more and more about being non-binary, knowing that there's other people out there who feel the same, knowing that it's normal. It comes down to that. It's normal. Being non-binary is normal. It's as normal as being a cisgendered boy, cisgendered girl, as being MTF, as being FTM, as being any other gender identity, as being intersex. It's all normal. It's just normal human variation. So once I realized that, I started looking more seriously into top surgery. But I was still afraid of what my immediate circle would think. I wasn't sure how to explain it to people. I still didn't really have the right words to just be like, okay, well, this is who I am and this is what I'm gonna do. Deal with it. Which is how I am now. I didn't have all that. I didn't have that confidence. I didn't have that, I would say, maturity, but that makes it sound like I think younger people can't make decisions. Younger people can make decisions. Some younger people are as certain about what they need as I am now. So maturity isn't just an age thing. It's also just maturity in terms of growing and learning and developing yourself. So once I realized that top surgery is probably what was right for me, I went to counseling. I went to someone who specializes in gender identity issues and works with a lot of trans people, a lot of non-binary people, and I talked it out with her. And more, I realized that, all of my objections to it were based on what people thought, not based on what I thought. And it made me realize that, you know what? If what I think is that this will improve my life, then it doesn't matter what other people think. So I decided to actually go for it and make an appointment with this doctor in Zurich. And going to the appointment, I felt so relieved to finally be having this appointment. I felt relieved to be speaking to a doctor who understood, speaking to someone who was like, it's normal, it's valid, I can help you with this. This is just, you were born with something that you don't want. We can fix it, basically. It was a huge relief. Going to this meeting was incredible. I mean, it felt incredible. I felt accepted, I felt seen, and it just solidified even further for me that this is what I want. Even though recovery is not easy from top surgery, it's a major surgery. It's not something that you do for fun. It's something that you do when you know that you need to do it, because otherwise you're going to feel horrible about yourself. You're going to have dysphoria, you're going to struggle. And I don't want to struggle like that anymore. I don't want to have dysphoria like that anymore. So I'm ready to take that step and actually go through that whole process to change this thing about myself. And just knowing what a process it is and how heavy of a surgery it is, I think should make people realize that it's not something you do on a whim. It's not something that you do just because. It's not something that you do unless you know it's what you want. Nobody puts themselves through that kind of thing for absolutely no reason. So, that's it. That's it about me being non-binary and top surgery.